Disclaimer. The conversations, ideas, plans, and other content of this podcast do not constitute advice about investing in cryptocurrency or any other types of investment. We are learners, not investment experts, and we intend this podcast only to be a record of our own journey into cryptocurrency investments. Enjoy!
Well, welcome to our second episode of Closer Look. This is a product of getting started with crypto, and this is we spend one video looking at one coin, digging into all of its nooks and crannies, getting to know all the details about it,
All up in there.
so we can come to our own conclusions about whether it's a good purchase or not. And today we're going to talk about Simple Token. So today I didn't introduce anybody last time, so I better fix that this time. I'm James. The guy that's going to be talking the most today is Christian. Say hi, Christian.
What's up, everybody?
We got Josh.
Bitcoin evangelist.
And Wilson.
Yeah. Okay. Cryptodamus.
So, Christian, tell us about this Simple Token.
Yeah, so Simple Token's a project I found a few weeks back, and I'm pretty excited about it. But let's start with what is Simple Token? What's the point of it? So Simple Token, it's a business to business utility token as a service. So what does that mean? Token as a service in the sense that it allows other companies to create their own token on an Ethereum sidechain that's based on Simple Token. So the thought is that as tokenization becomes more and more popular, more companies are going to want to tokenize. Okay. Now, we saw what happens with the Ethereum network as it gets congested.
CryptoKitties.
Perfect example, CryptoKitties. It completely clogged the network.
You know they're making $1 million a day?
It's disgusting.
It's wonderfully disgusting.
Wonderfully disgusting. I wish I owned CryptoKitties. But
there's somebody here that owns a few of them.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's a new world we live in, for better or worse. But so what this token you can do is essentially so tokenization as a service. So you sign up through an online platform, cloud-based. You purchased, as a company, you would purchase a stake of open Simple tokens. And then what you would do is you would mint them to your company, and you have your own ecosystem on the side chain of Ethereum. So those tokens will go up and down in value as the actual Simple Token goes up and down in value, which is branded as Open Simple Token. It's called that because it's an open token. It hasn't been minted by another company yet.
What do you call those cells, that get extracted from babies? From fetuses, what do you call those cells? Stem cells. So this is the stem cell.
Where are you going with this, James?
Is this the stem cell of Ether tokens?
Babies are delicious.
They're basically blank tokens that you can rebrand as your own company's token?
Yes, they essentially are. So what the benefit thought is that every company that wants to get into tokenization, they're not going to have employees that are going to be able to be dedicated to developing their own blockchain.
Right.
So it's so much easier. You log into the Simple Token software suite, and you can brand your tokens that way and start bringing your customers into your system.
You just hit the nail on the head for me. I was wondering why would people do this? And it's because you can't afford to have your own team produce a coin. So instead you basically buy your branded coin from these guys.
Yeah,
they have positioned themselves as a middleman.
So the example would be in the business world, a lot of companies will use a CRM system to track all of their business leads coming in. But big companies like Microsoft, Google, they're not developing their own programs to do that because there's already software platforms out there. Like Salesforce is the big player in the CRM world. Simple Token is aiming to be the big player in the blockchain world for developing new tokens.
Okay.
What's great also is they already have 9 companies signed up on board with them that are interested in minting their own tokens. Whenever a new company decides to mint their own token, they need to purchase a large stake of Simple Token to do so. And what that's going to do is remove open Simple Tokens from the marketplace and drive up the price of Simple Token. So as more customers come on board, value goes up. So it's a true utility token.
Okay, that is really awesome. So, I own, let's say I buy, 50 of these Simple Tokens. Every time they do business... See, for a second I was thinking, what's the value of the token itself if they're just selling rebranded tokens to other people, but it's taking them off the market, making them more rare. But does that mean they have a limited, amount of business they can do?
It's not a limited amount of business because it will scale just like other blockchains do. So whether you're buying 100,000 tokens or 10,000 tokens, depending on the value... It doesn't really matter how many tokens you have. You just want to have whatever dollar amount you want to invest into your ecosystem.
Let's get into some hard numbers here. So the what do you call it? The code, the blockchain code. It's OST, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always forget like the ticker, right? It's the ticker.
Yeah,
That's what
OST.
is OST. Where are they selling? Like, what's some of the major
Yeah,
places?
so right now they just launched again a couple of weeks ago, and they had an exclusive deal with Binance. So they are currently, you can only find them on Binance. I wouldn't be surprised if you can find it on EtherDelta, because EtherDelta will put any token on there. But actually a big rumor going on. So the Simple Token team, they are amazing. If you go into their Telegram chat group, you can talk one-on-one with the CEO of Simple Token within 10 minutes and ask him questions, and he will be happy to answer them for you.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Like I love that line of communication. I think he's just lining his pockets with money and then answering questions from idiots like me. But it's and this guy, he's a serial entrepreneur. He has ties in Silicon Valley. He's started a number of large companies. One of them was once evaluated at over $300 million. So he's a proven CEO, understands business, has the correct connections to bring people into the Simple Token universe. And they're already issuing new revenue streams. So one of the things, I actually was an ICO investor in Simple Token. So I purchased a stake in Simple Token before it hit Binance, it hit the market.
Wow.
So I've definitely been there since the beginning and been following them very closely. A couple of weeks ago, they announced that they're going to be
over here. You are
doing KYC as a service. So what's KYC? Whenever you're signing up for an ICO or even a new exchange, you need to take a picture of your ID. You need to take a selfie sometimes, your passport. Simple Token, they created a software suite that automates this process, and they were able to approve people within hours, which is very fast. So what they're going to do with this solution they've created, they're going to sell it just like their token, but you have to purchase it with Open Simple Token. So another way to add more value to the token. And they did mention that this is just the first of multiple new revenue streams they're planning out for the new year.
Do they have not to ask you like right on the spot, but do they have like a calendar set up like some of the other?
They have a roadmap right now that's somewhat vague, but I actually went and talked to...
Step 1, make money. Step 2, make money.
Question mark, profit.
Yeah.
But I actually asked
Step 3,
Jason about
immortality.
this, the CEO, when they're going to have some more details, and when do you realistically see branded tokens hitting the market?
I like that you guys are on a first name basis.
Yeah, me and Jay. He's a great guy. But he said early January we should see an updated roadmap. They're coming out with a updated version later this month that's going to allow potential partners and customers to actually demo the software suite and see how it works with the nice dashboard. So a little bit more user-friendly. And he's projecting by Q2 of 2018 that we'll actually see companies minting their Open Simple tokens.
Oh, wow. Well, their token sale was 189% target, like that. So they did 89% better than what they were hoping for. That's awesome.
They crushed it. They brought in a good amount of money. They didn't hit their technical hard cap. They kept adding stretch goals, but overall, it's very successful ICO. Just in seeing the way they ran it, you could tell it's a very professional team behind this token. It's, in my opinion, not a scam coin.
No, but scam coins are pretty good.
Scam coins you can make a lot of money on.
Okay. Let's see. Is there anything we did not cover here?
Yeah, a couple questions. When you're looking at like tokenomics side, so your total supply is 800 million tokens, and in circulation right now they have 187 million out of that. So there's still a lot to be kind of gained, and so it's still super early stages that allow you to kind of capitalize. Did they have any plan on when their estimated idea of when all these things are going to be out in circulation, or are they controlling kind of like a tight supply on when they'll be releasing them?
So the tokens themselves. So what's going on for the people that bought in pre-ICO? I wasn't that fortunate enough. They came in at a discounted rate, and they are being staked their tokens over the year, 1 month at a time. They'll receive percentages. So what that is to prevent people from that got in early to discount, that they don't dump it right away.
That's such a
and
good
drive
idea.
the price. I mean,
and it's a great benefit.
It's a great team. They've thought this out of how this should work.
Yeah, I really hate that. As somebody who would rather be able just to dump and run.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But then I went in on the ICO, and as an ICO investor, I receive a 45% bonus in tokens for what I initially purchased. I haven't received that 45% bonus. I think I received that. I think it's around January 10th. All the ICO investors will receive their 45% bonuses. So at that time, depending, there's multiple theories of what could happen. You could see a dip if people are going to take profits, but I have to believe that with Simple Token already starting to gain traction the last couple of days, myself, I'll be holding, and I think there's going to be a lot of others that want to see this project, through at least to Q2 once we start seeing some minted tokens.
How long has it been out officially? Less than a month, right?
Less than 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very
I'm looking
new.
at its chart on Binance, and there's like no history to this thing. So it is, it is legitimately brand new.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
This is an opportunity to get in on just a solution that I think it's filling a part in the market, something that's needed, that companies are going to want to jump on it. The model makes sense to me.
Right now, on Binance, it's worth triple out in ETH, triple out 52, 53 if we round up. What is that actually in US dollars?
So
it's about 38 cents.
Okay, it's still pretty low. I mean, relatively speaking.
Yeah, it's still pretty.
It's
low.
not like a 1 cent buy, which would be nice, but 38 cents is a lot better than some.
And the ICO, depending on when you went in on it, each token was valued from 7 to 10 cents. So you can see ICO investors are already pretty happy with their returns.
Right, yeah.
So some people have already taken some profits, and you can see there was an initial dip.
That was a really sly way of
Binance.
him saying that he's super happy about his returns. Speaking in the general. That was good.
I'm glad that you pointed that out.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. What would we do without you?
I got you. I got your back. I'm here for all of our listeners.
So yeah, buy Simple Token, get me rich.
Yeah,
Moral of the story.
There it is. Yeah. Did we cover everything? Is there anything?
Again, this is not official
not
investment
official
advice. This is all opinion.
Oh,
Do
absolutely.
your research and
But
speak
you know
with
what?
the
If somebody is
financial
listening to this, I'd like to know, what do you think of Simple Token? I'm a fan of this business model, but I want to know what some other people are thinking. If you think that there's a need in the market, I know you can look at other companies like Waves. They're probably the closest competitor, but with Waves, they're focused on dApps, but they're creating a platform for people to create tokens that will be traded in the marketplace. Where I see personally, I think there might be less of a market for that, but I'd be curious to see what others think and where other people are thinking about this section of the market.
My opinion on this is, okay, so we've received this advice from other places, more established people, that ultimately you're investing in the team behind the coin. This team seems like it's got great ideas. I think the concept of basically having your stem cell token is a really good idea.
Stem cell token.
That's what it should have been called. First of all, it should be called stem cell token. But
no one's gonna ever talk to us again after this goes live. All that research you did.
But this, I think, in the short run, I believe a lot in this token. If some doomsday people are thinking there's a big crash, maybe in 2 years or less on the way. This is the kind of token I see getting wiped off the map if there's a big crash, right? Because its value is in there being a thriving market. If there isn't a thriving market, it doesn't have a product to sell.
Yeah, I think the value is in the belief that tokenization is here to stay. Not even necessarily market cap and market value, but that businesses are going to want to use tokens somewhere in their revenue
getting money
stream
twice
with their customers.
Yeah, because that's interesting. I actually go the other way on that, because if there would be a crash, I would assume that B2B businesses are going to actually be able to sustain in something like that because there's a greater revenue behind. There's companies that are propping them up. So personal investors would be more likely, in my opinion, to feel that thing. But if this is this is the first thing that we've really seen that's attempted to take on a B2B space. Is there anything else that's additional or that's kind of an addendum on their own that's trying to do the same thing besides more specifically in line with what Simple Token is trying to do?
From my research and reading through their white paper, they state that they really don't see any true competitors. They say, the closest is that Waves
we're the best
token that I mentioned earlier. So there's nobody doing exactly what they're doing. There are other companies that are trying to make it easier for other organizations to create tokens, but in that whole ecosystem, to be on a Binance, to be on a Bittrex, and actually trade it to the public.
Yeah.
But with that, there's so many more laws involved in that, and so much more money involved, and not every company as a business, you're not looking to benefit from trading in an open marketplace.
Okay.
This is great.
Josh, what I gave kind of my opinion. What's your opinion on this?
I'm always more interested in the tech behind what we're doing than the actual coins themselves. So for something like this to try and be able to secure a solution for a problem that I haven't even thought of yet is one, super impressive, but something that works in the business space is not a thing that I'm super familiar with. And so it sounds like to me that there could be a really great potential here for being able to lock in people that come along, because if bigger businesses get behind this and can be able to trade something in their own space, all you need is one, I mean, this would be obviously massively huge, but if something like Facebook adapts this, or Amazon tries to bring something like this in, then the whole game, right, the potential for this to blow through the roof is way higher than anything that we're seeing kind of more on a personal level. So the upside, there's no downside to this. I mean, if it goes to zero, that's awful. But, in terms of what
there's no downside
if you can,
except if it goes down.
If you throw it, but I mean, if you throw an ETH in at it, or if you throw an ETH at it or something,
if you throw an ETH at it, that's how successful you've gotten. You're just throwing ETHs at things, just the whole ETHs.
But the thought being, if you have that much to risk there and you're willing to do it, the upside is so much more tremendously huge, in my opinion, than the potential downside of it hitting zero there. So
Cool.
Because it just takes one giant business to adapt it, and then it could be a different game.
Okay, well, anything to add?
I'm trying to be as objective as possible. So I've done a lot of research, reading other blogs, YouTube videos, and I'm having trouble finding negative opinions of this project.
Falling in love.
There is no downside.
I'm looking for the FUD. I'm not finding the FUD.
I see sparkle in your eye.
I'm so happy.
All right. Well, simple token, OST, if you're going to go trade, you can find it on Binance. That's what I remember, right?
Yeah, Binance, and probably on some new exchanges here in the next coming weeks.
I mean, Ether Delta is, since it's an Ether-based coin, it's going to be on Ether Delta sooner or later.
Never use Ether Delta. Doesn't want your money to be stolen.
All right. Well, that's it. See you later.